It was just 4 years ago, about right now, that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, Meta, pulled Donald Trump's accounts down after the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. And now you fast forward 4 years, Donald Trump threatening Mark Zuckerberg during the campaign. And it does look, just in the last few days, last couple of weeks, like full capitulation, giving Donald Trump exactly what he wants. What do you see in this move?
First off, good to be with you, Willie. I see that all CEOs in tech should stop using the term stakeholders and just go back to really the truth here and talk about shareholders. 4 years ago, the term was called moderation. Now it's being called censorship. And with this decision, the CEO of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, gets kind of a twofer. He gets to placate, at least temporarily, the president who threatened to put him in jail for the rest of his life. And he gets to save maybe upwards of $5 billion, which is how much they spend on their safety and security department. And at a price earnings ratio of 30, that's potentially a $150 billion increase in market capitalization. Mark Zuckerberg owns 15% of the company. So you have what is effectively a get out of jail card potentially from someone who appears to be an oligarch threatening to put people in jail, and add $15 to $20 billion to his net worth. The greatest trade of 2024. It wasn't Bitcoin. It wasn't NVIDIA. It was Elon Musk investing $250 million directly in the Trump campaign. And then when Trump won since the election, Elon Musk's worth has gone up $140 billion. So that's effectively, I believe, about a 56,000% return on investment. So we've gone full kleptocracy. We can never, in my opinion, wave our finger at Russia again when the president, the elected president, is taking public trust and public authority and weaponizing governments and doling out capital and market share and contracts and threatening to use regulatory action against the competitors who don't give money to his inaugural committee or don't kind of bend the knee. We are effectively in a kleptocracy. Russia is the role model. We are becoming more like Russia every day. That's where we are.
Hey, Scott, it's Sam Stein here. I looked at all these adjustments that Zuckerberg was announcing. Some of them I think were significant. Some I think were a bit overblown. For instance, they already have offices in Texas, but he made a big stink about moving the content moderation office to Texas. And then I saw Lina Khan on Msnbc, who suggested that, there is an FTC suit that is going to be considered in the next couple months that looks at whether Meta is a monopoly on the social media network. And she said this is plainly Mark Zuckerberg trying to get a sweetheart deal from the FTC. Do you see it that way?
I think that's part of it. Also, the move to Texas not only pleases the conservative side of the aisle, which he's trying to do and has made several actions to try and come across as more conservative, it's the ultimate quiet firing. Because if you tell, rather than a series of bad press releases or uncomfortable all-hands meetings, if you just decide you're moving your safety and security team from California to Texas, you're naturally going to lose probably 30 to 50% of the employees. So this is again nothing about placating the Republican Party and saving money and adding shareholder value. And what is so shocking, I mean, just from a personal standpoint, what's the point of having all this money if you aren't at some point going to show some fidelity as a 40 or a 50-something-year-old man that has the wealth of the GDP of a Latin American nation to actually standing up and showing some fidelity to American values? Bezos has got the yacht. Tim Cook, Jensen Huang at NVIDIA is worth more than Intel or Boeing. At what point? When do the men show up here? When do the Americans show up here? So this is not only incredibly shocking but not disappointing from Trump, but where's the leadership? Where are the men that have such blessings and such prosperity from the rule of law and capitalism and competition? And we don't need more mergers and acquisitions. We need more breakups. One company owns 2/3 of all social media globally. Meta. One company has 93% of all share of all search. Google. And if you don't think every day we don't pay higher prices, one company has 50% of all e-commerce. Amazon. The percentage of revenues that have gone to Amazon from third-party retailers has gone up from 24 to 50%. Look at the rents that parents are paying on Facebook when 24% of teen girls are now addicted to Facebook. 6% of our teenagers are clinically addicted to drugs and alcohol. 24% are addicted to Instagram. And the number of teen girls self-harming has doubled. So if you want